All Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.
Absolutely incredible. Just unbelievable finish for Arkansas. It's hard to put things into words. Chris Gragg with me, and I'm glad Chris is here because I'm kind of speechless right now, honestly, Chris, but the way this game ended. It's like Arkansas snake bitten. Second week in a row that this has happened to Arkansas.
Yeah, it is, man. We can't seem to win the turnover battle. We keep giving the ball away on offense, and our defense really can't seem to tackle right now. I don't really know what's going on.
How about the fourth quarter? Just the turnovers, just a disastrous finish with the Mike Washington fumble. You think he's got the first down. They're going to run out the clock, kick a field goal, win this thing, and get out of here, out of Memphis. It's just a brutal thing to happen 2 weeks in a row for Arkansas.
It is. I don't know if the players were not aware of the situation. Like, is Arkansas really trying to wait it out and kick the field goal to win, or are we trying to score a touchdown? That needs to be clear, and we need to execute. We need to execute in those moments.
Yeah, we're going to take some questions from people throughout the show. It is a rough one for Arkansas fans right now. We're at Arcadia. It is the official Dallas Razorback Club watch party. We had a big crowd here. They were calling the Hogs. They were having a good time. And then disaster strikes in the fourth quarter, and Arkansas falls again to Memphis, 32-31, your final score. Got a lot of things that we want to address over the however long we decide to go and talk about this game. Very disappointing game. I know Razorback fans, the fans here are upset. They're already sending in questions for us to talk about. Chris, defensively, what do you see? Chris is coaching at South Oak Cliff in Texas at a high school, but defensively, that's just not good enough. I mean, honestly, that's just not good enough. The tackling is poor, and to allow Memphis score 32 points.
It is. I mean, 32 points, that's hard on any defense. You can't let that happen. And my main thing is the tackling, like you said. You have to tackle better. I don't think our safeties are coming down and being aggressive. When they see the run, I feel like the defensive call is right. We have people in position. We got circled a little bit by the quarterback today. Their quarterback from Memphis was really elusive. He got around us a few times. And then, like you say, I don't think our safeties are filling in those holes where they are supposed to come down and make those plays. We got to tackle better.
All right, when you look at the turnovers for this team, how do you fix that? I mean, because Talon had a couple of bad throws.
Yes.
But then the Mike Washington thing, is there a way to correct that?
You can correct the first interception that Talon threw, I thought. That's one where either you're going to throw it away or you're going to try to throw it downfield to make a play. I think he just kind of lackadaisical, tried to, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he went through practice mode a little bit. That's kind of like going through the motions and you're not in game mode. Like, you need to be locked in and just throw that ball away. The second one, I don't know what his read was, if he was just locked on the receiver, maybe read it out. And I just wish he would use his legs more in those situations when he's sitting in the pocket. Just use your legs and keep it positive.
Yeah, second half is an issue right now for Arkansas offensively. You saw last week, 7 points against Ole Miss. Today, they scored 3 points in the second half. 3 points in the second half. Part of that's turnovers.
Yes.
You drive down into the red zone. You got the interception. Then you had the fumble.
Right.
But 3 points against Memphis when you scored 28 in the first half, that's a failure on the offense. I mean, it's a total team loss.
It is.
I mean, defense, we can point out giving up 32 points to Memphis. But when you score 28 in the first half and you're rolling and clicking, and you only get 3 in the second half, there's a problem there.
Yeah, it is. We got to come out and we got to start faster, just like we started the game. You want to start the second half the same way. It was something that I was thinking about when I was watching the game. Me being a coach now, we get preached about. I've been around coaches that say you want to win that 4x4. You want to win the last 4 minutes of the first half, and you want to win the first 4 minutes of the second half. And I think with that penalty, that defensive pass interference we got, and it kind of tied our 4 minutes because we scored a touchdown, believe in the last 4 minutes of the first half. And then Memphis matched us once they got that once we got that defensive PI, they end up scoring. And then we came out and were just really, really flat. coming out our first drive. And I think Memphis just came out and they just put that pedal to the metal and they just scored and scored and scored. And I think we really have to be better at that.
Let me give you some numbers real quick. Final totals. Arkansas gave up 489 yards to Memphis.
Okay.
199 passing. 290 rushing yards to Memphis.
Yes, that's what you have to stop. Like I say, I feel like our D-line was kind of filling in the gaps and Memphis was kind of bouncing it out. And our safeties weren't coming down and filling those gaps fast enough, and then they weren't tackling when they did get to the ball carrier.
I wasn't happy with the linebackers. Braylon Mitchell, former Razorback linebacker, he's already texted me. His one word was embarrassing.
Right. I know our star linebacker, Sawyer, he missed a few tackles. It seemed like he was doing a lot of reaching, not bringing his pads, not bringing his hips, not wrapping up and running his feet. And I feel like that's the type of intensity, that's the type of physicality that you have to have, especially when you got this SEC schedule coming up. I have a small place in my heart for the University of Memphis. They helped me start my coaching career. I know Ryan Silverfield personally. I know those coaches put in a lot of work. I know they live and die on their rushing game, and they showed it today.
When you look at these totals for the defense, what can be done? How can they fix this? Before Notre Dame comes to town, Notre Dame's going to run the ball.
Right, they're going to run the ball. They're coming off some tough games they've had early in their season too. So it's going to be two teams hungry. And which team is going to come out early in the morning? It's 11 o'clock game. Who's going to come out just like today and be physical? You got to come out early in these morning games and get it going early and stay physical.
3 turnovers for Arkansas, of course, costly. That's what ends up costing them this game. The Mike Washington fumble, the Taylor Green interceptions, the opportunities in the red zone when you get down there to score. In a shootout like this, it's 32-31. You got to score points.
Right.
And I think Arkansas already knows that because of the defense. They know they're going to have to score points. So the margin of error for the Razorback offense is razor thin.
Right, it is. And like I say, the turnovers last year, if you go back to this point in time when we played Oklahoma State last year and lost in overtime, it was because of the turnover battle. And that's kind of what kept us away from pulling out those big games. We got that Tennessee win last year. That was good. But after that, it was the turnover battle. And it seems to be the same thing. Last week, Ole Miss, we're going down to try to make it a competitive game. Get back in it. Be right there at the end. And we fumble the ball. Then this week, we're going down. We're in between. I think we were inside the 20-yard line. And we fumble the football. We're in field goal range. We have to be clear with our communication to the players, and the players have to go out there and execute on what we want to be done.
I'm going to show you a little bit of Bar Arcadia here in Dallas for the Razorback Watch Party. It's the official Dallas Razorback Alumni Watch Party, and it's already thinned out a little bit with some disappointed fans leaving, but we got some fans still here, and they're texting me some questions. How bad is our defensive line? We let a second-string running or quarterback drag them 7 yards to win the game. That's a great point.
Right.
It's 3rd and 7 at the end of the game. Arkansas's got another timeout. You get the stop. You call timeout. You get the ball back. All you have to do is drive maybe 40 yards, 30 yards, kick a field goal, and you can still, after the disaster that we saw today, you still have a chance to win the game. And on 3rd and 7, they run a quarterback draw with the backup quarterback when I think the entire restaurant knew they're going to run the ball.
Right.
And they allowed the backup quarterback to power through them and get a first down. How disappointing is that?
That was one of those that really made it just summed up the whole day. You thought you had a chance to win. You end up fumbling the ball, and then you get the dagger, as people say. The quarterback just going right up the middle. Like you say, everyone knew that Memphis was going to run the ball. I mean, we knew it was going to be a run, and that's what I was saying earlier. I don't feel like our defense is really playing physical. They're not playing behind their pads. They're not, once they make contact, they're not running their feet. It looks like a lot of reaching from D-line, linebackers, and especially the safeties not coming down and filling those holes and playing behind their pads.
You knew this was going to come, but I've already gotten the question. Will Pitman be fired today before they even get off the out of the stadium? I do not think that's going to happen.
Think so.
The buyout in his contract is something they can't afford right now. I believe. Now, there's kickers in that contract. If they don't make a bowl game, have 7 losses, then that contract, the buyout of the contract goes way down. I think it's one of those cases where they let this play out, and then at the end of the season, or maybe if it's a disastrous run here and they get to that 7th loss and it's guaranteed that he's not going to have a winning record, then maybe that buyout's not as bad and you can see something happen then. But right now, I don't see anything happening with Coach Pitman.
I agree with you. I don't think that Coach Pitman will be fired today. I think that, like you say, it's a lot of behind-the-scenes factors, contract number, things that go into play there. And like you say, these games are competitive. We lost by 1 point on the road to Memphis, who I was watching the game on TV, and they were saying out of the group of 5 teams, they have a 28% chance to make the playoff. I don't think Arkansas even has a 28% chance to make the playoffs starting the beginning of the year. So my thing saying that we lost to a good team and we beat ourselves. These are things that we can correct. All right. I don't think it's a lot of coaching things. It's a few coaching things on the defense for sure. On the offense, I think decision making and ball security. Those are the main 2 things on offense for sure. I think, you know what I'm saying, we put up a lot, 400 plus yards of total offense, and we put up 30 plus points. Like you say, defense, we got to tackle better. I think the defensive guys were in position at times, but we weren't making plays. And defensive and Memphis defense were making plays when it was time to make plays.
You know, Chris, I've already gotten a question about the bad calls, and there were bad calls today. The touchdown was offensive pass interference. It was clear that the Memphis player pushed off with really both arms and should have been an offensive pass interference instead of defensive pass interference. There was a call towards the end where Taylor Green was scrambling, picked up a big first down, a chunk play, and they called holding on a wide receiver when the DB wrapped him up. I commented on Twitter, and I said it was a poorly officiated game. But good teams overcome bad calls.
Right.
We see that all the time. Good teams can overcome on the road against a team like Memphis and still win the game. My point is, right now, this isn't a good team. They weren't able to overcome the bad calls.
Exactly. I totally agree with you, Wes. You can't let the officials dictate the outcome of the game. You have to control your controllables, and our controllables are tackling and turnovers. That's the main thing. Like you say, we lost the turnover battle. We didn't tackle well. The refs are going to make bad calls. I never want to put it on the refs, but like you say, the the defensive PI that we got right before half and let them score, and then the touchdown run. I think it was Taylor Green that ran for a touchdown on that play. That was Omega Blake. So that would have been, like you say, that would have added to our 3-point second half. That would have made us 10 points, and we probably would have won the game. So calls, that was at a very, very critical time, but when you lose the turnover battle, when you don't tackle well, and you play a good team at home early in the morning is a big thing. I remember playing those games in college. You have to be ready for those 11 o'clock games.
I would ask, and we got a lot of people watching, did Arkansas deserve to win the game? With the officiating and everything that went on, did Arkansas deserve to win that game?
I would say no.
I do too.
I would say no.
I'm getting a lot of no's here.
Yeah, I would say no. Like I say, what I keep saying over and over, on offense, you come out, score fast, but then you have a turnover in the first half. Then you have a turnover in the second half. Then you have a turnover in the fourth quarter. Those are things that you cannot do when you're playing a good team that's well coached, that has good players, that have players that have come from SEC programs. All right. I know how Memphis coaches. I know how they prepare. I know how they recruit. They are getting kids that we are going after. And you can't have those mishaps.
Chris Gragg with us. We're at the Arcadia in Dallas. It's the official Razorback Dallas watch party. Good crowd if you're ever here. Check it out. I had a lot of people hit me up on Twitter saying I was coming today, but I decided not to come because it's an 11 o'clock morning. And then you got Notre Dame, but I would highly suggest you to come to Bar Arcadia and check it out in Dallas if you're in the metro area. Kind of like Chris.
Yeah.
An easy drive for you from South Oak Cliff. Here's something that's going to be startling. Arkansas led this game 28-10 late in the first half, second quarter. They're up 28-10. And they lose this game 32-31. Right. Do the math on that. They got outscored 3-15. Is that right? No, 22. 22-3.
22-3.
After Arkansas had the lead at 28-10.
Yes, and that is not good. You want a lot more offensive production. If you could just get threes in the second half on your drives, you still should be able to win with that 28-10 lead. Like you say, the 4x4, that is very big in football games. The last 4 minutes of that first half, when they got down there and we got that defensive defensive pass interference, and they scored that touchdown, and we came out and was kind of flat. I knew Bobby Petrino wasn't going to knee. I was hoping that we were going to get an LSU Kobe Hamilton before halftime post route that we was going to break down and go get a touchdown so we could get back the lead in that 4x4. But it didn't happen, and you just can't win games like that, missing tackles and not winning the turnover battle.
Yeah, it's startling when I look at my notes. 22-3, they were outscored after taking the 28-10 lead. That's tough. Murphy on Twitter hit us up and said this team is mentally weak. You agree with that?
I can say that. I can say that they don't look very mentally strong right now. I'm not just gonna. They weren't as mentally strong as Memphis today. I can say that. Memphis always came out there and they looked like their defense was playing hard, like they were making the plays. We got some turnovers from Memphis too. Our defense came through at times, but in the big moments, those are the times that you have to have your guys ready and locked in to make those big plays in big moments, because this was a big game. This was a big game for Memphis. I feel like this was a big game for us. We are going into a gauntlet of a schedule. All right. We have this loss now. Like Murph was just saying in the tweet. Are we mentally strong enough to take this loss and learn from it? Or are we going to put our heads down and hang it? And if we put our heads down and hang it, it could be a long, long SEC season.
All right, let me ask you. You're a former Razorback. You're a coach now. If you think this team's mentally weak, what do you do to fix it? How do you fix it? Can you fix it?
I feel like it starts from the leader, the coaches. The coaches have to put that message out there, and then the leaders on the team have to spread that message throughout the team. When Bobby Petrino was head coach and we had leaders on the team, he would go to those leaders and give them the message. From our strength staff to the leaders on the team, because those are the people that you see the most throughout the day. That message that the coaches wanted was pushed and pushed and pushed through practice, through meetings, through the extra meetings that you have, through the things that you do just as a teammate when you're out there doing extra after practice. The message of being tough and being mentally strong, if that's the message that it seems needed right now. So we need that message pushed, and I feel like that's the only way to change it.
D-Mac just sent a tweet. Sigh. That's all he could say. He was going to join us today, but wasn't able to make it out here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the feeling for all the Razorback fans here and a lot of former Razorbacks. Here's what bothers me, though, Chris. Go back to last year. How many games did you go back and look at and go, turnovers cost them the Oklahoma State? Yeah, I mean, numerous games you can go back and say, if they just take care of the ball, they win the game. This is not a 2025 problem. It's a 2024, 2025 problem now. You said it. They practice it. That was the first thing. They're going to create turnovers. They're going to take care of the ball. That was the emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working.
There's
something else wrong.
Yes, it's something else wrong. And I know the coaches, like you said, that was the emphasis. They did the things in practice. It's more of the enthusiasm. It's more of the being locked in as a player. I know how it can get. You can get in those moments and you can just start thinking too much. You can't think too much. You have to go back to those fundamentals. The things that you do every day in practice are what gets you to the wins. The things that you have done even since you were a little guy in Pee Wee football, the same drills that we're doing in high school would be the same things that would get the Arkansas Razorbacks to win. So I don't really think, like you say, firing Sam Pitman. I know T. Will is not feeling real good right now about the defense, but I don't think it's that. I think you have to have the heart. You have to have the willingness to go out there and practice hard and then lock in on game day on Saturday. Let it be an early clock game, 11 o'clock game. Like, I know those games are hard for a college athlete because of the schedule that you go through. It is. But good teams overcome those things and get it done.
We got some comments coming in from social media. Cecil says, get Gruden on the heel. I mean, you're going to hear that, and we're going to hear it on the buzz all this week. The fans are ready to make a change. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
Not right now, anyway. Maybe at the end of the season. Here's another one, Wes. It can't be fixed. Let me go to a coach. Can this be fixed?
It's not going to be fixed today. I mean, how many games left in the season do they have? It's about eight games left. All right, you got 8 games left. You can turn your season around. You can play better than you played today for sure. The thing is that you're going into an SEC schedule, and it can get really tough. So I believe that the team will play better than they played today.
They better, because it's only going to get tougher with Notre Dame.
It's only going to get tougher
coming up.
Yeah, it's going to get a lot tougher.
Yeah.
A lot tougher.
There's another one. Moral victories are for losers. This was not a moral victory.
There's
nothing moral victory about this. This is a bad loss.
Yes, this is one we really, really needed going into this SEC play, and we didn't get it done. Like I say, it can be changed. We can play better. I still don't know the outcome of the games, though, even if we do play better than we played today, because of the talent, because of the schemes that we're playing against.
Here's one, University of Arkansas Fayetteville, or the Northwest Arkansas Browns, comparing the Razorbacks to the Browns. I know that hurts as a former Razorback.
Yeah, that hurts. I wish my Razorbacks were playing a little bit like my Bills right now. They got Josh Allen playing at the top level, and Taylor Green was considered a top quarterback going into this game, going into the draft. And I still think he's a top quarterback, but you cannot turn the ball over. Like you say, both of those interceptions were almost solely on him. The second one, he made a quick read and threw it in the coverage, and then the first one he could have threw out of bounds.
Is Taylor Green one of the most frustrating players to watch? Because he does some awesome things.
Man, he does
made some throws today that you're like, oh wow, what a throw! I mean, he had to throw the receiver running into the corner of the end zone, hit him in the hands. Give credit to Memphis DB, made a good play, swiped the ball down.
Right.
That throw was awesome. Taylor makes some great throws, and then we know what he does with his athleticism.
Right.
But then there are plays you're just like, what are you doing?
Yes.
You can't make that throw.
Yes. You could say he's one of the most frustrating players that it is as a fan to watch. But like you say, he's so talented. He's so good. When he does the right thing, I believe in him. I'm going to continue to believe in him. I think he's going to be a top quarterback in the SEC. I think he's going to do more good things than bad, and I want him to cut those bad things out to a very, very minimum. All right, right now it's too much. The last 2-3 games, I feel like he has still turned the ball over a little too much, and it's just on his throws. It's just on his decision making. I believe that he just needs to listen to Bobby P, go to the check down, and trust your legs more.
Here's another comment. Hard to blame finances and NIL if you lose this one. Yeah, well, I don't want to say you can't blame NIL, because if they had better players on the defense, if they had some of these top flight, transfers, that helps the defense. And we've nailed it. The defensive line had issues today. Right. Linebacker play I thought was really bad today.
Right.
Xavier Story, I thought he was injured and playing hurt. He did not play well at all. No. Stephen Dix did not play well at all. I thought the sophomore linebacker came in off the bench, played well and showed some flashes. But the secondary has their issues. There was still a lot of confusion out there, and some Memphis guys running around that were getting open.
Yes, it was. The mistakes by the linebackers, like you say, I didn't know Sawyer was hurt. It did look like he wasn't himself. The first couple games he was flying around, and like I said, he was playing behind his pass. Today he seemed to be reaching. I kind of want to talk about some of the positive things that I did see from the offense today. We got our tight ends involved. That's one of the big things that I am very, very happy about. We got Platt going, and we got 88
Jonas.
Rohan Jones.
Rohan
Jones. Yes, sir. He got going. He got that first touchdown in our first 5 plays. I think we scored a touchdown. And then we had Platt with some good catches. He went to extend and ended up stepping out early going into the end zone. Those are things that we can look positive about. I know we need one more receiver to come on. We love throwing them Omega Blake, it seems. Taylor loves him. We need one more receiver to come on, and we need our running backs to keep the football. They got the fumble today in the fourth quarter. Mike Washington's he's playing great right now. He's had a great season, but you cannot fumble the ball in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I knew you were going to hit on the tight ends. Rohan Jones, definitely a bright spot for this team. 2 catches, 100 yards, and he ran in a touchdown, did a little tight end kind of
a little handoff jet sweep. Yes, right.
And he's the first Razorback since 1997 I saw to have 100 yards receiving and a rushing touchdown in the same game. So he did something you didn't even do.
Yeah, he did something that I didn't even do. I used to beg Bobby Petrino to hand me a football. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little shuffle pass or a little jet sweep like that. But I will congratulate him. The tight ends really look good. I love the production coming from those guys in the passing game. It looked like our bigger tight end and Rohan Jones were out there blocking pretty good on the edge when Taylor was coming around some of those times. So I want them to continue to build on that. And we just need one more receiver. I love CJ Brown, the kid from Bentonville. I've watched him play in high school when I was coaching up in Springdale at Harbor. I saw him on Friday nights. I knew he would be a good receiver, but we need them to be a little bit more consistent and give us a little bit more.
And Omega Blake, I like him too.
Omega Blake is our go-to guy right now. That's Taylor's favorite guy. He's been very productive. He doesn't drop the ball, and he makes tough catches. We just need them. We didn't need the holding penalty today. We just need guys to be a little bit smarter, and I don't really know what else to say about Omega Blake.
Keep those comments coming on social media. I'll keep an eye over there, and I'll address some of those questions, and Chris will address some of the questions. Jeff hit us up on Twitter, and Coach Pitman speaking with the media right now, and was asked about the fumble for the second straight week, inside or near the red zone, less than 2 minutes to play. And the quote, I'm going by what Jeff said. I have not heard it. Coach Pitman said, quote, "I knew that was coming. I don't know what to do with it. Tell me what to do." Talking about the question about fumbling late in the game, second week in a row. Sometimes Coach Pitman's too honest. Honestly, as a guy that's in the media that deals with PR, marketing, sometimes he says things he shouldn't say. And that's one of those that you say, you cannot say, "Tell me what to do." Right. Because that's going to come back on you. These fans are going to see that, and they're going to say, "Tell me what to do. You're the head coach making $4 million a year.
Exactly.
You're supposed to have the answers, or your coaching staff is supposed to have the answers."
Yes, I know that those post-game interviews, me being a player, now being a coach, seeing other players and coaches go through those interviews after a tough game, but that is not the response that you want to give to a fan base. After you lost by 1 point, and you lost in the fourth quarter the last 2 weeks, asking fans, like you say, you're the one getting the big check. You're the one have been put in this position. You have hired the staff, and you just got to get it done. All you need to do is get it done. And asking someone else, asking the fan base or the media, what should he do, that is not really the answer that you want to hear from your head coach. I believe that you have to, like I said, I've tried to give my answer. You have to get back to work. You got to go back to the fundamentals. Whether you just play situational football in the team settings of practice. Like you're in week 4, week 5 now. Everybody should be in shape. You got to go back to the main fundamentals that got you there. They got you to college. They got you to playing at this SEC level of football, each individual player in practice. And then you have to work these situations in practice. Being down by 1 with 4 minutes. Letting them know, are we just going to wait and try to get this field goal? So everybody, ball security should be up 100%. We shouldn't be reaching out just trying to get the first down. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the coach should say, these guys are sick. That locker room is sick. Right. I'm sick, and we're going to go back to work on Monday, and we're going to fix this. Exactly. This is not going to continue to happen. We're going to fix this. Yeah. That's an easy answer.
Yes, that's the easy, politically correct answer. Like you say, I know the locker room is hurting. Those guys were playing hard. Yeah. They didn't make enough plays in critical moments. but those guys were playing hard. They are hurting. They wanted to win against Ole Miss last week, and I know they wanted to win on the road here in Memphis. They know they have Notre Dame coming. They know they have Tennessee. They know they have Texas A&M down the road. They know all of these things. But I need their mentality. I need their approach. No head should be hanging down right now. You should be mad at frustration, ready to get back to work. That's what I feel like Coach Pitman is missing at the podium when he does his interviews. Like, it's more like, help me or woe is me. Like, you need to be ready for the challenge. Attack it. Attack it, attack it, attack it. That's one thing that I know Bobby Petrino is going to tell the offense.
All right, here's a comment from the Natty State Deerstalker. Losing this many one-possession games is culture. We are tied for the worst. I'm losing my voice trying to scream to everybody over the noise. We are tied for worst in the last 5 seasons in the total number of losses when scoring 30-plus points.
Wow, that's tough. I mean, as an offense, I know you want to. If you score 35 points, you think you're giving yourself a great chance to win the game. Most offensive coaches want to score 50 points, but we know that's really unrealistic. But if you score 30 plus in the SEC, you think that your defense should be good enough to hold them to 28.
They scored 28 in the first half. It looked like they were on their way to 50.
Exactly.
And got 3 in the second half. All right, here's another comment. Let's take a look at this one. Chris, as good as the offense could be, the defense is still a problem. Yeah, we've hit that. We've addressed it. It's one of those razor-thin margins for the offense. If they make a mistake, they can't. They can't make mistakes because the defense isn't getting enough punts, forcing teams to get the ball back to the offense or forcing turnovers, although they did get 2 turnovers today.
It's about being good. It's basically just a reverse for a defense. You want to get off the field on third down, and you don't want to give up big plays. You don't want to give up runs of plus 15 or more, and you don't want to give up passes of 20, 25 or more. And when you give up those things, it makes it kind of hard for you to stop an offense from scoring.
Here's another comment. This one comes from Dustin. Someone in the press conference needs to ask him, is it your job to know what to do? Thanks for the comment, Dustin. Next up, let's take a look at this one from AK-47. Why does it matter what Pitman says? Nobody's listening to him anyway. Seems like a moot point. Going back to work is what you say when you don't know what to do. Season's over. And that's a good, representation of how the fan base is feeling right now. It's rough. Back-to-back weeks. When you, at the 2-minute warning, this bar is exploding.
Yes.
Everyone here thought they were about to win the game, just like last week. And for the second straight week, the rug has been pulled out from underneath the Razorbacks.
Yes, it has been. Like you say, we had so much energy going in the bar. I know the fan base all across the nation was going crazy in that fourth quarter when we got the ball and we were driving down. We were right in field goal range. We got in field goal range, I think, after our third or fourth play, that drive. And after those big runs from Mike Wash. But then it just comes down. Like you say, you're running the ball so good, you're feeling yourself. I feel like you just go outside yourself trying to do too much. Yes, trying to do too much. That's when you have to go back and hone into your fundamentals. You have to go back to extra ball security. All right, we're putting it on our kicker's leg. We believe in him. He's going to make this kick. You have to go back to those little things. And I don't know if Pitman is making those situations and everything aware to the team, because it seems like Taylor's first interception or the one a little later, like we kind of just going through the motions, like this is what we want to do and we just kind of do it, but that's not necessarily what might be good for us at that time.
Here's some stats for you. Taylor Green, 18 of 34 today, 325 yards, but just 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Mike Washington, they ended up rushing for 175 yards. I didn't get that sense watching the game, but there in the fourth quarter they did run the ball. Mike Washington, 15 carries, 70 yards. That's a 4.7 yards per carry average.
Great
Taylor Green, 12 for 53, 4.4. Braylon Russell. I was going to get to this, and we haven't. Why did Braylon Russell only carry the ball 4 times? Braylon Russell was 4 for 47 and a touchdown.
He was.
I
think that, like you say, Washington had a 4-point yard average for his yards per carry as well. I think you were just kind of reading the hat. I know that Bobby Petrino loves his big backs down there in the goal line. That's when Braylon got that touchdown when he was trucking people.
16 yards, I believe.
Yeah, it was 16 yards. I just go back to anytime you're inside the 15, 10, and you got a fresh set of downs, you're probably going to run the ball to score. You're not going to get a lot of receiving touchdowns from Bobby Petrino's offense when you get in those situations. And Braylon Russell did a great job today. I wonder why he only got four carries myself. Because he seemed like to be rushing the ball pretty good. But I know once we got down there to the goal line, I knew he was going to get the ball.
Yeah, Braylon Russell, 4 carries, 47 yards. That's 11.8 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Mike Washington ran 15. And look, he ran the ball well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying run the ball a little bit more so that you can get Braylon Russell more carries. They threw the ball 34 times. They ran the ball 32 times. And a couple of those runs were design scrambles from Taylon Green. But he, and I want Taylon to run the ball. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
I'm not saying take away Taylon Green carries, but I'm just saying call more run plays and get Braylon Russell involved when he's playing like he did today.
Yes, I believe that you feed the high hand when it comes to the running back. Whoever is running the high hand, and like you say, Braylon got those good rushes down there in the goal line and got a touchdown, and I feel like that was around halftime when he got that, and that kind of may have threw off the rhythm, and I don't really know how they were subbing, but I believe that Taylor should run the ball more, especially when you sit in the pocket for a long time. He needs to have a clock in his head.
Yeah.
Like, once you're sitting there, pat, and you might scramble around, like, trust your legs. Make a play. You can always go out of bounds. I don't like quarterback sliding. I believe he should just dive forward a little Lamar Jackson. If you watch Lamar Jackson, he always just kind of dives forward, and that's always gets him down. And you're down in college anyway. You don't have to be touched. So as soon as he goes down, but I wish he would run more when he sits in the pocket for longer than 4 or 5 seconds.
Receiving statistics are Rohan James, 2 catches, 102 yards. Omega Blake had 6 catches, 60 yards. Platt, another tight end, 2 catches, 44 yards. So your tight ends combined for 4 catches and 146 yards.
Yes.
Got to be happy with that.
Very happy with that.
Jalen Brown, 1 catch, 42 yards. C.J. Brown, 2 for 31. Raylan Sharp, 2 for 24. Mike Washington had 2 out of the backfield for 14 yards, and Braylon had that 1 catch for 8 yards, 18 catches, 325 yards for Arkansas. So, offensively, they did everything except for take care of the ball.
Yep.
3 turnovers cost them who knows how many points.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, we're not talking about a Razorback loss today.
You don't take care of the ball. You miss that blitz on 3rd down where the guy bluffed. Dropping, and that took us out of field goal range there, and we had to punt. Those are missed opportunities. As an offensive player, you want to score the ball every time you get it, but at least put up points. That I feel like that drive would have been 3 points. Like you say, we make that field goal at that situation, we still win the game today. It's a 1-point game. It really sucks losing to Memphis, who is supposed to be an inferior or a lower class team. We had a question earlier talking about NIL. I feel like Memphis, me being there and knowing a little bit about what they go through with their football program and how NIL, they're very close to Arkansas probably as it's going right now with the NIL. I know they have players that have played in SEC schools. They have the same type of recruits that Arkansas is trying to get.
Chris, if that's true, and Memphis has got an NIL budget similar to Arkansas's, that's ridiculous.
Yes.
That shouldn't happen. Did you hear the comments from Hunter Yurchek this week at the Little Rock Touchdown Club where he admitted and said, I'll be brutally honest with you, we can't compete for a national championship?
I did see those comments on Twitter, and as I was scrolling on my phone this week, I didn't hear the full comment, but I did hear him say that we are not fit to compete for a national championship right now because of NIL in football. And it is very, very disappointing to hear. We know we have a great alumni. We have a great backing. We have a great fan base. We have a lot of Fortune 500 companies that are right around the Arkansas area. We have a great alumni system with major boosters that contribute a lot. But I also do know that we have been for really since the 90s a basketball school. I feel like that's where our focus mostly goes because we have had most recent success in basketball. And I'm not necessarily mad at that because I want our basketball program to be good as well too. But I know that our recruiting and the type of players that win at Arkansas, I don't think we are necessarily going after those guys and necessarily reeling them in right now.
He's Chris Gragg. I'm Wes Moore. We're live at Bar Arcadia in Dallas. It was the Razorbacks alumni watch party, and they did a fantastic job. I got another stat for you. Kind of blows me away. Third down efficiency. Memphis was 6 of 13. Arkansas, 3 of 10.
Okay, so Memphis got 3 more third down conversions than Arkansas. We lost by 1 point. One of the things that I said earlier that a defense wants to do is get off the field in third down. Our defense could not seem to do that. And I can't necessarily say that it's coaching this game because we had guys in the backfield sometimes touching them before they passed the line of scrimmage or right when they got past the line of scrimmage. We weren't wrapping up. We weren't tackling. And I feel like that just comes to making plays. We got to make more plays.
Dustin writes in and says we're cursed. I don't believe in curses. I believe you control your own destiny.
Yeah.
You break the curse if you think there's a curse. I'm not going with that.
Yeah.
Earthman says, he's got a prediction for next week. Notre Dame 65, Arkansas 14. Gosh, I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I really don't hope that's the case either. Like you say, Notre Dame is going to be on the road next week coming to Fayetteville playing an early morning game. I'm telling you guys, even though this is NIL era, that 11 o'clock Saturday morning game, after you went through a school and college athlete schedule, you have to get yourself ready for that. It's a lot different than playing at 8 o'clock when you're laying around, watching the games in the hotel room, getting you a nap, hyping yourself up. You're already seeing highlights of other games and stuff going on. So I hope that Notre Dame can have a little bit of what we had this week, and we can come out on fire and keep it going the whole game and get a big win.
One more for you. Tony says, just getting tired of the typical Razorback game. Dang it, man. Just sick to my stomach, and I think he sums it up. Tony sums it up for a lot of people out there. Just sick to the stomach and just tired of seeing the same thing week after week.
Man, it hurts a lot. I love being a Razorback fan. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. We always have competitive teams. Like you say, we lost by 1 point on the road to a Memphis team who is considered to win their conference and maybe be in a conversation for a playoff run. We know that our road is going to get a lot harder. That is the only thing that kind of makes me a little weary. I'm very disappointed about this loss, and I'm weary about the future. But I believe that Arkansas can play better than they did today. And if they fix the turnovers and fix the tackling, I know the turnovers should probably going to be a little bit easier to fix than fixing the tackling. If we fix that, I think we'll be pretty good.
Chris, that's a good way to sum it up. This wasn't what I was planning, especially in the first half when they were up. I thought, man, we're going to have a lot of fun with this post-game show. They're going to be calling the hogs.
Yeah.
This bar is going to be hopping.
Right.
And instead, we're talking about another disappointing loss. Hey, good job. I appreciate you.
No problem, man.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
for having
by.
me.
We'll do it again sometime soon, and hopefully it'll be a better result. Thank you for watching. There's next week. There's Notre Dame, but right now it doesn't seem very exciting. Have a 24-hour rule, right?
Yeah.
The players have a 24-hour
Yeah.
rule. We need a 24-hour rule to get over this and move on.
You got to reflect. You got to really look yourself in the mirror if you're the players. I know the coaches are going to go back to work really, really hard, and I'm just going to ask Hall fans to just keep the faith. We didn't believe that we would beat Tennessee last year when they came to Arkansas, and we ended up beating them. It was a few more games. If we clean up the turnovers, I think we're going to have a real good chance against the Texas A&Ms and teams of that caliber. I hope we can beat a Mississippi State team who's playing pretty good right now. Missouri's always going to be a challenge later in the year. But those are games that we can win. We can still have a competitive SEC record and go to a decent bowl game, I think.
A lot of pressure on the offense. They've got to basically score and not make mistakes. And today they made mistakes, and it cost them until they fix the defense. That's what you're looking at. I mean, it's just a simple truth.
Yeah.
You've got to outscore teams with this defense, and Arkansas's offense can't afford to make any mistakes. That's going to do it from here. Hey, coming up tomorrow, pretty cool deal. Tomorrow morning, I'll have Parker Romo, the kicker for the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
He's got Arkansas ties. He's going to join us on More Sports tomorrow morning. before the NFL games. I recorded that earlier.
Okay,
we're going to
that'll be
run it in
good.
the morning.
That'll be good.
And then we'll have a full slate of shows for you. If you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll be back next week with more sports. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.
All Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.